Love language chapter 7. Act, love language number 4. Acts of service. Before we leave Jim and Janice, let's re-examine Jim's answer to my question. Do you feel loved by Janice? Oh, I've always felt loved by her, Dr. Chapman. She's the best housekeeper in the world. She's an excellent cook. She keeps my clothes washed and ironed. She's wonderful about doing things with the children. I know she loves me. This primary love language was what I call acts of service. By acts of service, I mean doing things you know your spouse would like you to do. You seek to please her by serving her, to express your love for her by doing things for her. Such actions as cooking a meal, setting a table, washing dishes, vacuuming, cleaning a commode, getting hairs out of the sink, removing the white spots from the mirror, getting bugs off the windshield, taking out the garbage, changing the baby diaper, painting a bedroom, dusting the bookcase, keeping the car in operating condition, washing or vacuuming the car, cleaning the garage, mowing the grass, trimming the shrubs, raking the leaves, dusting the blinds, walking the dog, changing the cat's litter box, and changing water in the goldfish pool are all acts of service. They require thought, planning, time, effort, and energy. If done with a positive spirit, they are these expressions of love. Jesus Christ gave a simple but profound illustration of expressing love by an act of service when he washed the feet of his disciples. In a culture where people wore sandals and walked down dirt streets, it was customary for the servant of the household to wash the feet of guests as they arrived. Jesus, who had instructed his disciples to love one another, gave them a sample of how to express the love when he took a basin and a towel and proceeded to wash their feet. After that simple expression of love, he encouraged the disciples to follow his example. Earlier in his life, Jesus has indicated that in his kingdom, those who would be great would be servants. In most societies, those who are great lord it over those who are small. But Jesus Christ said that those who are great would serve others. The Apostle Paul summarized the philosophy when he said, "Serve one another in love." I discovered the impact of acts of service in the little village of China Grove, North Carolina. China Grove sits in central North Carolina, originally nestled in China berry trees not far from Andy Griffith's legendary Mayberry, and an hour and a half from Mount Pilot. At the time of this story, China Grove was a textile town with a population of 1,500. I have been away for more than 10 years studying anthropology, psychology, and theology. I was making my semi-annual visit to keep in touch with my roots. Most everyone I knew except Dr. Shin and Dr. Smith worked in the mill. Dr. Shin was the medical doctor and Dr. Smith was the dentist. And of course, our preacher Blackburn, who was the pastor of the church. For most couples in China Grove, life centered on work and church. The conversation at the mill focused on the superintendent's latest decision and how it affected their job in particular. Services at church focused mainly on the anticipated joys of heaven. In that pristine American setting, I discovered love language number 4. I was standing under a China berry tree after church on Sunday when Mark and Mary approached me. I didn't recognize either of them. I assumed they had grown up while I was away. Introducing himself, Mark said, "I understand you have been studying counseling." I smiled and said, "Well, a little bit." "I have a question," he said. "Can a couple make it a marriage if they agree to disagree on everything?" It was one of those theoretical questions that I knew had a personal root. I brushed aside the theoretical nature of the question and asked him a personal question. "How long have you been married?" 2 years, he responded, "and we don't agree on anything." "Give me some examples," I continued. "Well, for one thing, Mary doesn't like me to go hunting. I work all week in the mill, and I like to go hunting on Saturdays. Not every Saturday, but when hunting season is in." Mary had been silent up until this point when she interjected, "When hunting season is out, he goes fishing, and besides that, he doesn't just hunt on Saturdays. He takes off from work to go hunting. Once or twice a year, I take off 2 or 3 days from work to go hunting the mountains with some buddies. I don't think there's anything wrong with that." "What else do you disagree on?" I asked. "Well, she wants me to go to church all the time. I don't mind going to church on Sunday morning, but Sunday night I like to rest. If it's all right if she wants to go. I don't think I ought to have to go." Again, Mary spoke up. "You don't really want me to go either," she said. "Refresh every time I walk out the door." I knew that things weren't supposed to be getting this hot under a shady tree in front of a church. As a young aspiring counselor, I feared that I was getting in over my head, but having been trained to ask questions and listen, I continued. "What other things do you disagree on?" This time Mary answered. "He wants me to stay at home all day and work in his house," she said. "He gets mad if I go see my mother or go shopping or something." I don't mind her going to see her mother, he said, but when I come home, I like to see the house cleaned up. Some weeks, she doesn't make a bed for 3 or 4 days, and half the time, she hasn't even started supper. I work hard, and I like to eat when I get home. Besides that, the house is a wreck, she continued. The baby's things are all over the floor, the baby's dirty, and I don't like filth. She seems to be happy to live in a pig pen. We don't have very much, and we live in a small new house, but at least it could be clean. What's wrong with his helping me around the house? Mary asked. He acts like a husband shouldn't do anything around the house. All he wants to do is work and hunt. He expects me to do everything. He even expects me to wash the car. Thinking that I had better start looking for solutions rather than prying for more disagreements, I looked at Mark and asked, Mark, when you were dating, before you got married, um, did you go hunting every Saturday? Most Saturdays, he said, but I also got home in time to see her on Saturday night. Most of the time when I get home, I'd get home in time to wash my truck before I went to see her. I didn't like to go see her with the dirty truck.